And then when you are making those lineup decisions, particularly in a game like this, was it important for you to have Dilly there too, just to sort of get that chemistry back up and running between those two?
Yeah, very much so. Just I mean, you can't or you're not going to sit everyone. So when you look through it and sort through who's going to remain in, it just makes sense. And I talked to Dilly, and he's all about it. So in fact, he had already talked to Dougie about the importance of them getting a game together. So that was an easy one.
Do you think, Sheldon, it might be tough for Dougie on the outset, game one in playoffs, to get the energy that's needed for that playoff intensity, considering he's coming back, this last game? Or
that's not ideal, but he's a pro. He's done it for a long time. For anything he might lack in terms of the conditioning and all that, I think he should make up for the fact he's very well rested.
And would you anticipate him playing PP 1, 2? I mean, is that something that on the power play would he go right back to that role?
We'll get that sort of playoff time. I'm not going to answer any such questions.
And how about initial thoughts here at the end of the regular season on Carolina?
That's a great team. It's a team that they know exactly who they are. Not a lot has changed over the years for them, except I think they just I think they've developed more skill and within their lineup. Some of the youth that's come in, but high pressure team. They're going to put lots of stress on you. It's going to be on us to manage that, but we've got some time to talk about that. I don't know. You're going to run out of questions over the next couple of days if I answer too many Carolina questions.
And just looking ahead, how quick does that flip switch for getting a playoff ready?
Yeah, it's flipped long ago. Quite frankly, I mean, we sort of we abandoned our pre-scouts and our regular sort of routines that we do, prior to games or our opposition and such. We've been solely focused as a coaching staff on Carolina and getting prepared and utilizing the time that we've had. We've already had practices, that had, some, Carolina centric and focusing on some of the different things. But, it's been, we've been focused on that. We've been waiting for a schedule and have all that to come into focus a little bit. But really just making sure as a coaching staff that we're prepared to give the players the information in a clear and concise way, but make sure we're prepared at the same time for what's to come with the challenge.
You mentioned wanting to iron out the video review process the other night. Have to imagine you're pleased there.
Yeah, it was nice. We got a bit of a gift there. It was a good job. I actually didn't catch it live. It's a subtle one. I think even the refs weren't sure what exactly we were thinking about on that. But Ian and Jerry caught it on the video staff. A little bit of a nudge on the glove. So it was one. It was a tricky one. We just needed to be sure that the puck wasn't already passed at the time of the contact. That was the thing. But quite honestly, I was challenging that one regardless, just because I think we needed the rep to kind of go through a challenge and get that sorted out.
You've talked about putting together a full 60-minute effort, and I'm wondering just kind of over the last 10 games where you're putting your team as far as getting that consistent 60-minute effort night after night.
Oh, I don't think we've gotten it, but we've bits and pieces of our game, and it's hard to really judge. We'll be judged when the puck drops in the playoffs. Hard to really be judged on what matters and what doesn't. I think, one great effort in game one, and you forget about everything that's happened in the last little bit, certainly since we've clinched the playoff spot. So we'll be judged off that, but we've got some time here now to make sure we're fully prepared, and we'll take tomorrow off and then get ramped up. Still waiting on a final schedule and all that, but we'll get that sorted. We'll be back here for practice on Friday regardless, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, thanks.
Final regular season post-game news conference for Sheldon Keefe. I kind of chuckled. I'm not going to give you too much about our playoff plans and things like that. So we're already in playoff mode, and hey, let's see what happens. It's going to be fun.
Well, Matt, honestly, I know I'm hard on reporters, but do you really think the Devils are going to find some little niche or something, and that's going to be the difference in beating Carolina? No, they're going to be well prepared. If they execute, Matt, they are going to beat Carolina. If they don't execute, and I know you got all the other stuff, but it's just about execution. And ask the players, but the poor coaching staff, they can't. Like, if the Devils aren't ready to go against Carolina and play some of their best hockey, the coach can't get them going, right? You know, they got to do it. It's in their hearts and in their makeup. I think they will be. And I can't wait to get to it, because then the press conferences are going to mean something, because there's going to be some real topics to discuss.
He was pleased with Dougie Hamilton's return and how he looked. And it is a question. I think it'll be Lukehughes running power play 1 until or unless it starts to dip a little bit. They were going to make that transition. Sheldon has said it. He said it a couple of times. He said it when it happened. It wasn't a coincidence. It occurred when Dougie got hurt in the game against Dallas. But Sheldon said that was the plan anyway. That night they were going to begin to move power play 1 into the hands of Lukehughes. So I presume it'll still be in his hands. Dougie will be power play 2. And if there's a dip in power play unit 1, Dougie will slide back in.
See, you're sounding like a coach, Matty.
So Sheldon could have said that.
I know, but you said it, and everybody should have known it.
You want to hear coaches say things, right? Like,
I guess.
Right?
But then the coaches
I remember Robbie Fatorik. He would never tell you who the starting goalie was. Back when Marty Brodeur goalies played 72 games a year, 75 games
What
a
a
year.
legend, Marty.
And you would watch the morning skate, and the tradition, of course, is the first goalie that goes off. He's the starter that night. And Marty was starting all the games anyway, basically. And you would ask, and Robbie would refuse to say who the starting goalie is. And I asked him once, I said, well, why? And he told me about how when he was a player, he would think in the afternoon about how he's going to beat the goalie if he knew who it was. And he just didn't want to do that. Fine, I get it. That's your little superstition. But I said, we all kind of know who it's going to be. He goes, well, then you should just say it. I said, yeah, but I'm not the coach. You confirm it. You tell us who the starting goalie is.
Well, it is a bit of a cat and mouse, but I would think in this situation, coach doesn't want to say it. I want Dougie to think, I'm going to be the number one guy. I mean, but when they start working on it in practice, you're going to know. But I get a little bit of both sides. But here's the bottom line, Maddie. Devils are in good shape. They got 2 quarterbacks there now. And Luke, before he had this run, was the quarterback at times, but didn't feel like it's on me. I got to take the bullet. I got to really do it myself. Then this stretch, he's had to. So you got 2 experienced guys that can run a power play. That's quite an advantage. And like I say, I don't want to get too fired up here or high, but I am telling Carolina, if you're listening, and I don't think they will. Don't take these Devils lightly. I don't think they will. But it's not as cut and dried as a lot of the betting people or scouts
The betting people
know-it-all are going to think. No, it's going to be little differences like he talked about, even Sheldon talked about in the game. You know, little twists and turns that are going to dictate the game. And so that's what the Devils individually all have to think about for themselves. How can I be a difference maker?
We're going to hear from Dougie Hamilton in just a moment. First, one last highlight, because it's sponsored. We got to get it in. We like for our bills to be paid, and we like to collect a check. And so it's the play of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. Eric Hollow with a goal. Now to Tar.
All right, that's it.
For Seamus Casey. Devils gain the zone with 55 to go in the power.
And that's it, guys. They end the season on a loss. No surprise here. Resting tons of guys have, admitted in the past week or so that they weren't really trying to avoid injury. Bench a bunch of guys tonight. Keefe just revealed that they have already been kind of focusing on Carolina. So it all makes sense. But now, after all of this, you must go out and perform against the Hurricanes, because there's going to be lots and lots of questions about how this was all approached in the final week or so after we had clinched leading up to the playoffs. But, hopefully we don't have to have those conversations at the New Jersey Devils open up a can of whoop ass in round one. Oh, welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And the Devils lose a stinker. I mean, maybe I could say the Comets lost a stinker. Tons of guys not playing. It is what it is. I was hoping to see some Curtis McDermott fisticuffs. He was out there. Devils lose by a score 5-2. How much time did our boy Curtis McDermott get? 8 minutes and 11 seconds. Okay. Eric Hall gets a goal assisted by Sprong and Seamus Casey, and then Mercer gets one from Hall and Hardman. Too little, too late. Devils are down 3-0. They pulled within 3-2, and then Detroit adds two more. 5-2 final. And just I don't know. I just don't like what's become of the NHL. If I'm being quite honest, it feels like the NBA. This type of stuff never happened years ago. But win or lose, we booze, guys. Cheers to you guys, the High Nooners. The Peach Nooner has been my kind of spring summer go-to. Win or lose, we booze. And there was another loss. Devils finished the season 1-4. Not how I think any of us would have drawn it up. And here we are going into the playoffs against the Carolina Hurricanes in round one. Evan says this one doesn't hurt nearly as bad as the Pittsburgh Isles losses. Those were terrible. We stink at home. Getting on road, hoping boys exercise demons in Raleigh Hell House. Really, really hope so. I also, about tonight, aside from resting everybody, on Fan Appreciation Night, which I think it's a little cheesy. I mean, I understand it, but then, knowing full well that these scenarios can happen where your playoff spot's not changing, why not make Fan Appreciation Night like the second or third last game? Actually at this point, maybe even like, game 41 is the last home game. Maybe make it like game 37 or something. Don't risk it so that the table gets set for something like this. Because in the end, I do think it is kind of cheesy that on Fan Appreciation Night, a night in which they gave out a commemorative ticket that featured three players that were not playing in the game. It is quite comical. Let me see. Where is it? I think it's hard to see on my phone, but they put a commemorative ticket on everybody's seat, and it was Marky, Bratter, and Nico. You can't see it, but whatever. And not one of those gentlemen played in the game. Kind of odd, right? You have three guys on a ticket. And not one of them played. So it is a little disappointing. And it is what it is. Shout out to my buddy Brian once again for the hookup with his tickets. Couldn't make it. Asked me if I wanted to go. I brought one of my buddies. Always fun to go to the games, but when you see all the guys sitting, it's just not great. I just hope we come out there and just start smashing Carolina. But it was Jacob Markstrom bobblehead night, complete pandemonium. I'll talk about that more at some point, but it was complete pandemonium. Lines like the Devils have never seen before. And, hopefully it was a wake-up call to like, oh, hey, we've never had a line like this in years. Maybe there's something to giving away bobbleheads. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe there's something there. Or maybe I'm crazy. And that there's just tons of people lined up well in advance of the doors opening just because they were so excited to see the Utica Comets. I don't know. I might put out some video with clips of all this stuff. I don't know. No one watches the vlogs and we lose, so I'm not going to waste my time doing a vlog for tonight's game. But maybe I'll put some, I don't know, maybe I'll make like a mixtape vlog of some kind. I have no idea. But the lines were crazy. Anyone who was there knows. I'm sure lots of people went home angry if they weren't able to get the bobblehead, if they weren't one of the 9,000 people. Evan, on to serious play now. Mark, you'll have to be large for us, and we need to get pucks to the net and be crisp on passes in the series. The good version of the Devils needs to show up. Oh, I'm way behind on the comments. Game 1 should be Monday. Everything I've heard is Monday, Wednesday in Raleigh, and then Friday, Sunday at the Rock. I'm trying to catch up on comments here. I didn't realize. Evan said, Sheldon, great answer, not going to tip his hand. Yeah, when asked about who is going to be power play 1 quarterback. I'd imagine it'll stay Luke, but we'll see. World's Worst Gamer says Carolina is going to be flat. We need to jump all over them early. I mean, I don't know. It's it's not like we've been lighting the world on fire as of late. In this series, game 1, very important. Put doubt in their minds early. Yeah, winning game 1 would be obviously completely massive. I've never felt that a game 1 has been so important. Collect records, almost time to rock. All I'm asking that the boys come out prepared to leave it all on the ice. Let's go Devils. Mark says, I love Chico. I think everyone loves Chico. Trevor, I could see Sprong having a good series. He's been very noticeable every game he plays in. Yeah, he's been noticeable, but he hasn't been doing shit. He had 1 assist. Yeah, and then he finally scored tonight, or had another assist tonight. But, I don't know. It's hard for me to get excited about that. Evan, man, we stink at the Rock. Had to change at some point. Change up routines for guys. I don't know, but we can't win it in the building opposite on the road. We've sucked at the Rock for a while. I have no idea why. I could speculate, but, it's just going to be what team wants it more. What team is going to be able to impose their will on the other? Trevor, we need to score the first goal of the series. I think that could be huge as well. Stanley, no expectations here. I don't believe Carolina is this juggernaut that a lot of people make them out to be. So I won't be shocked if the Devils win. I like their chances now far better than in 23. Oh, definitely. I like our chances much better as well. It starts with Jacobmarkstrom, and then it obviously has a lot to do with being a more defensively sound team now than then. And Natchez, I feel like that's a big loss for them. I do think they're in kind of a down year. If there was ever a year to catch them, I think this could be it. Bonzo said, should have put a women's college team out there instead of that pile of dog shit. I watched the game at home and want a refund. Man, you're brutal. But it is brutal to Evan, all I can say is thank goodness this regular season is over. Forgetful, dirty, but a playoff spot was earned. We're not playing golf next week. Yeah, that's great. But I'd like to see a big response in this playoffs. But I have my doubts and my worries. World's Worst Gamer, I would tell my son to sub and like, but he already quit being a Devils fan. Took less than 2 weeks, I believe, for him to drop our team. 2 weeks from when? James Ace, isn't that a dangerous game Keefe is playing? It's not easy to just flip a switch and turn it on. I've been saying that for weeks. I'm not a fan of this approach. I don't like it at all, but here we are. This is the modern league now. It's kind of like the NBA, like I said earlier when I came on here. Yeah, starting the playoffs, the 4-game home losing streak. Dire Straits. They need to change the playoff format back to what it was. Enough with this nonsense. Yeah, unanimously, everybody wants the old playoff format back, the 1 through 8. I don't think there's really any fans anywhere that I've ever talked to or read stuff online that like the new format. It is pretty tragic. But, it's just another case of the NHL not being able to get out of their own way. I mean, all the data is out there. They could run their own independent polls if they don't trust all the many that are out there. But it's clear that the fans have spoken. They clearly want, they want the 1 through 8 back. The old format is so much better. I think I think I heard the other day, this is going to be the 4th year in a row of Kings Oilers, maybe. I mean, it's crazy. John Fay, it's fan appreciation night. The best thing you could have done is at least try to show up, play 60 minutes of hockey for the fans and get ready for the playoffs. as soon as they confirmed everyone was sitting, I knew what we were in for. Michael says, hit the like button. Thank you. Alice says, my son got a bobblehead. They were limited to kids when we got there. My first time in a suite, and it was so nice. Weird to see so many top liners not play. Let's go Devils. They never said anything about kids. So that's pretty shady. It was supposed to be the first 9,000 people, period. James Ace, I'm proud of this team, but let's be serious. Devils will be lucky to win a game. Carolina will kill. I'm not so sure about that. And Jacob Markstrom, we trust. Mark, we have pretty much sucked at the Rock since playing there. We lost our first game there. Yeah, I believe that was against the Senators opening night, and it was late. It was like October 27th, 07, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, a loss to the Sens. I was there as well. Tosh, I was at the game. The glass penalty was BS. The guy was literally yanking a stick, and Cody was trying to pull it free. When it got free, he shrugged and pointed like, what the... Casey still putting up points is true. My Bob 36, Akira Schmid starting for Vegas tonight. Interesting. He's got some action as of late. Trevor, the game was worse than watching a preseason game. At least with preseason games, you're itching for Devils hockey. Such BS for the fans who paid full price before knowing the roster. I'm not going to get into that stuff, but I do think that's a massive that has to come into play. Like, people paid good money to see the New Jersey Devils, and if we're being realistic, they did see New Jersey Devils jerseys on the ice, but that was a far cry from the actual New Jersey Devils. Let's be real. I mean, God, you didn't get, Jack obviously was hurt, fine, but then no Nico, no Bratter, no Timo, no Lukehughes. I mean, my God, it's pretty brutal. I just don't like anything about it. I'm not advocating for playing the players in a game like this, but I'm also not advocating for not trying for like a week straight. I would never go about things that way either. Evan, imagine how we would feel if we had Jack right now, but we don't. Again, Fitz misses. We don't have a Zetterlander, McCann, or Donato at this point. Cousins, if we have a deep run, it wasn't Fitz's work. Oh, for sure. Intelligent people will realize that, but, you're going to have the other people that aren't the intelligent people that will praise, give unjustified credit to people, and that's fine. Who really cares about them? The truth, everyone, the smart, intelligent fans know the truth. AVA 78, I think we play better on the road, so maybe this helps. I would still rather have home ice regardless. Just especially against Carolina, because we have just been tragic in Carolina for years. World's worst gamer. 2 weeks ago, he was a fan, he said. Now he is sporting Dallas Stars as his team. He has been through at least 3 teams, Wings, Devils, Stars this year after being a Red Wings fan for 3 years. Wow. Cycling through them. Tasha, you have to be kind of dumb, though, if you think Nico, Luke, and Jesper are going to be out there playing. No, of course, but this also was not a thing in the past. You didn't see this many guys rested. It just was not a thing. This is like NBA tactics. It's NBA tactics. Sherry, kudos to Mercer for his franchise record tonight. I was sporting my Mercer shirt. Love that kid. And my son was born in 91. What is his franchise record? Is it the Iron Man? That's already a record? Oh, so he had the record already. Just looking at this. A 1-16 league-wide playoff format would be fun. Well, that would be crazy too. Almost anything you could think of is better than what we have now. I mean, I just hate it. Yeah, he said it a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, I think. Consecutive games played. He's at 328 now. The old record, I think, was Kirk Muller with 321. Yeah, so Dawson broke the record, like, I guess, a week or so ago. NJ Swamp Fox, a fitting end to the regular season for a team mired in mediocrity. They're just no fun to watch, especially if you're a fan of the team. I know. Where the new season begins, though. The new season begins in about let me see the calendar. Yeah, I believe the series is starting Monday the 21st in Raleigh. Monday the 21st, game 1. Wednesday the 23rd, game 2. Then game 3, Friday the 25th. And game 4 on Sunday the 27th. Evan says exactly, Ace. NBA tactics, but also NFL, the Chiefs example. Yeah, NFL as well. Week 17 this past season sat everyone versus Denver. And finale of the season didn't mean anything. I hate it in general. Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing with sports where, again, you know, it's been prominent in the NFL and NBA for a while. It is what it is. It's unavoidable. And that's why people should just stop paying for tickets for, you know, the last games of the season or whatever, because shit like this could happen and you could end up paying NHL ticket money to watch an AHL team. David Chimes McDermott will be rested for the playoffs. Michael, I pray we beat Carolina. I would love to go to the Cup, but if we could knock off Carolina, I'd be satisfied. I wouldn't be satisfied, but it would feel really good. Definitely not satisfied, but it would feel good. Mark, the reason it looked like amateur hour out there is because outside of maybe 5 or 6 players, everyone else is an AHLer. For sure. For sure. Richard, diehard Devils and Giants fan. Giants played everyone against Pats during their undefeated regular season to stay sharp and believe any player can get hurt in any game. Devils should have played starters. Yeah, I think so too. I'll never agree with resting everybody. A couple guys, if they're nursing something, fine. But like just by and large, resting like half of your team, I think it's a bad look. Tasha, I think regardless, we'd be playing the Canes still if it was the old format. Last time I checked, but that might have been like a week ago. Well, I'll tell you right now. If it was the old format, no, if it was the old format, we'd be playing the Maple Leafs. They would be the 2 seed. We would be the 7. Yep. And the Canadians obviously finished the same amount of ties as us. I mean, points. We had more wins, so we would be above them. But yeah. In the old format, we would be playing the Maple Leafs, round 1. Bonzo says Sherry's son was born in 91. I'm wearing socks I bought in 91. Oh, man. Khalil says too bad Mercer didn't get, I guess, 3 seasons of 20 more goals. Yeah, he got to 19. Tasha, yeah, the lineup was like 90% AHLs. Yeah, brutal. The series hasn't been announced officially, but all the signs indicate the schedule is, as I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I'm almost positive of it, but it's not official yet. Tasha, like it literally was an all-age AHL team. Neat to see Big Mac out there, though. Oh, man. I thought he was going to either line somebody up for a bone-crunching hit or fight someone. We got neither, but I was excited every time he was out there that it was going to happen. I really did. Paulie Walnuts, my man. Shout out to you, sir. Nice meeting you today, and thank you for taking the time to meet the family. Shout out to Paulie Walnuts. Met him outside the arena. Had a nice conversation with him and the family on their way into the oh-so-swanky Prudential Lounge before this absolute stinker of a game. But hope you and the fam had a good time, Paulie, and ate some good food because we went there to watch the Utica Comets lose a game by the score of 5-2 to the Detroit Red Wings. Always cool to see Patrick Kane, though, I will say. Patrick Kane's another under-the-radar legend. Once upon a time, I wanted the Devils to try to get him. I mean, that ship has sailed now. But once upon a time, I was very into it. Natural Canopy hearing Jack might be back for the playoffs. Jack Daniels, that is. It might have to be. World's Worst Gamer, every single team should have been playing Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to start the playoffs out. Only the NHL can screw this sort of thing up. Well, Sunday's Easter, so that's kind of throws a monkey wrench into it. I don't know. They've definitely played on Easter before. I remember in 1997, I think it was, the Devils were eliminated on Easter Sunday, or maybe it was a... Now I want to see. I thought that was the game that Graves scored the wraparound goal to knock us out. What year was that? Maybe I'm confusing it with another year. I could have sworn there's been games on Easter, but either way. Stanley, also not a fan of the way they handled the last 2 weeks of the season. Just doesn't feel right to be half-assing all these games. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. My bop, they rest starters in MLB pre-playoffs also. What? For baseball does this too? Yeah, but hockey's just becoming every other sport. Paul, you doing good? Went to the game today and hanging out in the Prudential Lounge. It's a very nice lounge over there. They have that Prudential Lounge. Hope you got some of that carving station. Squirting is, oh boy. Special teams could be make or break in the series coming up. Both top PK percentage, Devils top 3 power play. Yeah, special teams is going to be a huge element of the series. Which team could get power play goals? Which team is going to have the better kill? And hopefully it's New Jersey Devils because, as we know, they've had a great power play and penalty kill all season long. Hopefully it can continue in the playoffs because that's going to be a big kind of key to victory. John Fay, I feel like the only thing that is going to help us in the playoffs are PK because our power play is, well, not power at all. I don't know why is everyone saying this. People were saying this last game, too. We were number 3, and that was before it updated when we went 2 for 2. So I'm curious if we could have bumped into number 2. Probably not. But for the people saying the power play is not good, I mean, I just don't know. Yeah, we're still number 3. 28%. You're right that, yeah. I mean, listen, that's the M is the ultimate cheat code. It's a different level, but the Pro is nice. Richard, if I could take one positive from the season, it would be the Rags didn't make it after being the regular season champs last year and the Devils are in the playoffs. Let's go Devils. Yeah. Not enough for me. I at this point, I honestly don't give a shit about the Rangers unless it's us beating them. But outside of that, I just don't, I'm not obsessed with them like a lot of the Ranger fans believe Devils fans are, or that I believe Ranger fans are kind of unhealthily obsessed with the Devils. But, it's nice to see them miss. But in the end, it doesn't make me feel any better if the Devils go out there and lay a stinker in the first round. Marcus Stanza, WrestleMania is on Easter because the WWE is run by godless heathens. Oh, yeah, that's this Sunday, right? Isn't it a 2-day event now? I stopped watching wrestling forever ago. But Bonzo says to beat the Canes, we're going to have to win the first 2 on the road. I wholeheartedly disagree. As long as, winning the first 2 on the road is a very, very tall task. Winning just one of the first 2 games on the road is certainly a beautiful start to the series. Expecting to win both of them in Raleigh is it's crazy stuff. Khalil, so nervous for the first round. I'm not really nervous. I'm just kind of, I want it to happen now. Just want it to be here. We've known about it for so long, and then we had to watch all these meaningless games where we kind of sucked. It was just a very weird, not exciting. It was a very anticlimactic finish to the season going into the playoffs. We didn't even clinch, on our own victory. Again, not trying after we clinched. There was a lot of things that I don't like. And it just has like a weird kind of vibe for me. Paulie, the game tonight was just like the fan appreciation event before the game. Disappointing. Yeah. Can't say you're wrong. Sherry Mercer played his 82nd game in his 4th consecutive season, marking 328 consecutive games since his NHL career. It was official today. He already had the record for like 6 games, but yeah, now he's at 4 full seasons. Shout out to Dawson Mercer, the Iron Man. Tasha, the power play is still good. It just used to be better and felt like every time we got one, we scored. Evan, my expectation moving forward is we need to have the expectation to be a consistent contender, making postseason at a minimum, but goal has to be deep runs every year. Edmonton 6 straight seasons. Evan, Edmonton has a GM and ownership group that actually wants to win them. That's a very different thing. What you just wrote right there, Evan, was my exact thoughts after the 22-23 season. A franchise record, 112 points, beating the Rangers in a 7-game playoff series. You can't go from that team to then missing the playoffs the following season and then just kind of, talking about the future is bright and all that crap. It's exactly what you're writing here. And that should have been the, procedure and the goal, and really not even a goal. That had to be the mission that would not waver. Like, this is what it is, and we're not wavering from this ever. Playoffs every year, go as far as we can every year, but last year was a horrible year with a huge step backwards, in my opinion. Husky Unchanged, the Devils lines today were the funniest shit I've seen in a while. Bless the people who paid for tickets today. Yeah, it's unfortunate the way this all shakes out with these meaningless games. Lukey, I did get the Markstrom bobblehead. I don't even want to go to it was total pandemonium outside for the Markstrom bobblehead. I mean, wow. Richard, first round is definitely winnable. Really depends on which Devils team shows up. I agree with you there. Daniel, I thought their last game of the season minus playoffs would be the usual lineup wanting to clean up as a send-off. Nope, we're risking injury. We're avoiding injury and not playing anybody. Daniel says, otherwise I might not have gone had I known it was a throwaway. Yeah. Ethan, did you see the UFC tickets went on sale for $400 for 200 section? UFC has just gotten completely out of control with their prices. I don't go nearly as much as I used to. I used to go a lot because the tickets weren't nearly as expensive as they are now. They've gotten completely out of control, and so now I pick and choose. What happened at the fan appreciation event before the game? No, it was just very lackluster. It's just kind of lackluster. There basically was not much going on. There was like cornhole, and that's really it. There was a couple other. It was pretty lame, I have to say. And everyone else that I talked to thought it was lame too. It's not just me being a hater. It's just like when there's an opportunity to do something cool, the team just always finds a way to not deliver. I just put the link in the chat. I didn't bring the bobbleheads in. I actually ran out of my car. I have a bunch of shit in my car. And so I just dropped the link. The Devils posted on Instagram. I dropped the link in the chat if you want to see what the Markstrom bobblehead looks like. I put the link in the chat. Cleo, will Luke crack 100 career points next season? He has 93 points now. Yeah, of course he will. That's only 7 more points. Of course he's going to get way more than that next season. Yeah, he'll be well above 100 next year. Daniel, I didn't see anything special happening outside before the game. I opted to wait at the door to get a Markstrom bobblehead. You didn't miss much. There was like cornhole. And that was like really it. Face painting for kids. There was a DJ. I mean, it was just very. I don't even want to. I don't want to come across as like an extreme hater, but like, let's be real. If you've ever been to another NHL arena and you see the kind of stuff that they have and do, it's the fan experience at the Rock. I know that they believe they're giving this world-class like thing, and it's just not that. And I just don't understand how no one there understands that. It's like, this is not what you think it is. This sucks. But, whatever. Let's go Devils. Benjamin Keefe needs to cease and desist with his Ice Capades hockey notion. We need to write these Canes a check. I want to come out there. I hope they come out there and just start smashing guys. Smashing them. AVA, we've been playing not to get hurt for a week. We've also been in the same Metropolitan 3 spot for months. I put the link in the chat, Michael, if you want to see it. Tasha got 2 bobbleheads there a half hour early, went into the side door. There was a mob of people out there. Mob. Bonzo, who are we sitting out for game 1 so they don't get hurt for game 2? I think you're going to see everybody out there for game 1. SJ, the war is about to begin. Prepare. The war is about to begin. Prepare. As the war is about to begin. I guess, the war is about to begin. Prepare, Devils. The Canes are a legit contender. No, there was no players at the event at all that we're talking about, the fan fest. It was just like, little nonsense things outside in front of the arena. Evan, you're absolutely correct. Ace has been so tough for us. Step backs after the 6th season and then down years before that. We really have to be the team we know they can be. Support forever. Benjamin says, Boston gave out a really cool Bruins ice cube tray the other night. An ice cube tray, eh? Jay Snow, watching Nemitz play, I really think he's not going to be a top 4 D-man. His skating's choppy. His hockey IQ is not great, and his shot is not good. I hope I'm wrong. I think you'll be wrong. I think he'll be a pretty good D-man. Again, he's super young as well. It takes time. Richard, as all know, this is a whole new animal, and you will see a level of intensity unlike the regular season. Must walk out of Carolina with a split. Then the Rock must come alive organically. Hopefully that happens. I do think because it's Carolina, because of how we've played all season and really the last couple of weeks as well, I do think, I am a little worried about what the atmosphere is going to be like for games 3 and 4 at the Rock. Mark, lackluster because ownership only cares about their bottom line. It's basically when your employer buys a few Little Caesars pizzas to celebrate record company profits. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Daniel, I don't know. Any opinion on season tickets for the Devils? What do you mean by that? Ethan, I was at the Devils season ticket party thing, and a guy was negotiating a welcome package. He got glass seats, both games of the playoffs, and a Jack signed jersey, and I asked for UFC tickets, got denied. Well, they probably can't give those away as easily, but they would have to give me, for me to buy season tickets, they would laugh at the shit that I would ask for because it would just be so outlandish that they would never do it. I'm surprised they didn't cave just for UFC tickets, though. I mean, that seems like it would have been worth it for them. Yo, Holmes, what's up, Ace? I've been to a bunch of Carolina games, including playoffs games. That arena will be rocking, and their fans are worse than Philly. Yeah. That's seems to be what the MO is of the people down south. And the Devils have sucked there for a while. Hopefully they find a way to at least get a split in the first 2, and that'll make the series very, very interesting. Tasha, what's your starting line prediction, Ace? Starting line for what? Kane the Great. Will you be at game 4? I'm hyped. First playoff game of any sport for me. Did they give out the towels? Oh, man, you're going to love it, dude. There's nothing like playoff hockey. They haven't announced or said anything about what they're giving away at the playoff games. I would imagine there will be a towel every game. I mean, normally they do. So I'd imagine you will be getting a playoff towel. It should be a rowdy one. Khalil says Ace, will playoff Plot and Hall show up, or Timo, Nico, Brad have to do everything? Big guns got to be the big guns. I'm hoping we do get some contributions from other guys besides Timo, Nico, and Bratter, but it's going to be heavy on their backs. Oh my God, Jack! What kind of sadistic question is this? Ace, your thoughts if game 1 is 7-0 Canes and they push us around physically? Thoughts? Jack, I'm going to drink myself into a coma if that happens. I mean, 7-0 and we get beat up. I mean, that's rock bottom. That is rock bottom. Bonzo said at least they didn't give out KC Scouts bobbleheads with the head missing. When did they do that? Is that the are you referring to the Nico Chico one? I think that's the only one that remotely had those colors. Markey, Garrett, Markey is coming to play, going to steal some games and carry us. That's our biggest and best chance to win, obviously. I've been saying that forever. In Markstrom, we trust. Can Markey go out there and just get it done at the highest level on the playoff stage? Just stand on your head and steal games. Steal some wins. Evan, game one, I'd go for broke for us. Lay it all out there. Beat them in game one. This is on, and we hate them. Game one is the one you want to jump on early if you can. Yeah, it's a huge game one. Massive game one, and I said it on, I guess, yesterday's live. Arguably the biggest game one, in my opinion, in a playoff series for the Devils in forever. Daniel says, was considering getting season tickets, but Reddit seems to mostly say it's not worth it. I don't know anything about Reddit, but I'd be interested if you could post the link. I would love to read what people are saying for my own, I have my own opinion on it. And typically I, in my opinion, it's unless you value sitting in the same seats every game for some reason, I don't think it is worth it. But I'm curious to see what these people on Reddit are saying. Starting line. All the starting lines, you mean? Or just like, I'm not following. Like what line starts the game for the first, minute? Amagi. Got the shout out to Amagi. Got to see my boy Ace on Championship Plaza. Got a bobblehead. Saw the boys put up 2 and got some extra souvenir ticks for friends. A fun night. Fan Fest was a flub fest, though. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah. Disappointing, but always good seeing you, Amagi. I do think, they got a ways to go to really get the vibe right out there on the Championship Plaza. But Benjamin, Carolina hates us for a good reason. Idiots around here move to their state and take their stupidity with them. We are hated in North Carolina for more reasons than hockey. SJ, Dougie is back. He will help get goals. Hopefully he does. Jay Snow, if Timo, Nico, Bratt don't score, then we don't score. That has kind of been the story of the season. And again, we're going to need contributions from unlikely sources. I'm not going to be picky who it is. Just if you're a guy that doesn't score normally, start scoring now. Yo, Holmes, Mike Hardman, line 1 tonight. I was like, who's this effing guy? That's a first liner on your New Jersey Devils, my man. Show some respect. Tasha, first playoff game, is it really that much better than a regular season game? What should I expect? It depends on the crowd heavily. But typically it is way better than regular season. And as it goes on, it gets better and better. But we'll see. The crowd, it's a heavy dependent on the crowd. And as you go deeper in the playoffs, typically it gets, magnified. Evan says, looks like game 1 will be on Sunday. I'm willing to wager that it won't be. Unless it came out and Billy D, my Habs beat the Canes farm team tonight to clinch. We'll be rooting for the Devils in that series. Someone needs to make a Devils coin and put in Markey We Trust with the Devils logo in the front and Markey on the back. I'm going to put out a bracket video. There's going to be a ton of, there's going to be a bunch of videos coming out in the next couple days. And one of them will be my bracket. Bonzo, we need Marky Broderick to show up. Will Foot play on Monday or game 2? I have no way of knowing that. We're going to see what one of the biggest question marks around the whole thing to me is what the hell is these lines going to be, and especially the bottom 6. Jim Norton, just as long as we get a split in Carolina, I'll be happy. Watch out for Bratt for a big series. Would love to see it. Evan, Nason, Pesci, Dougie, get some revenge on the former team. We get contributions from them. Would love that here for us. So many ties to this team. Yeah, of course. and hopefully they want to scorch their former team badly. Evan says, only good thing about tonight is my fat ass got a free cookie. Oh, Mrs. Fields won the race for the first time in a while, and I do believe the whole 200 section, all the sections in the 200s, they announced got a free cookie. Cody, some season ticket holders I know just get the cheapest tickets and chill at the restaurant. Most use it as a tax write-off. Chill at the restaurant? Man. Mark, my biggest concerns are Carolina's forechecking their ability to shut down our top offensive players. Pretty simple strategy for Brindamore. Yeah, it is, but will they be able to do it? AVA says re-sign Glass. I'm pretty sure he will be. Kane the Great, what is your favorite piece of Devils memorabilia? It's tough to say. It'd probably be something to Marty. I don't know exactly what it would be, but these pads would be among the items in the conversation for sure. Game worn Marty pads. The blocker up there I like a lot as well. Jason said I don't want to see Lazar or Bastion. That's an interesting one. Do they start in game one? Yeah, the lineup for game one is very intriguing to me because it could go so many different ways. Paulie Walnuts, if we saw the best of the Utica Comets tonight, we've been lied to. The future isn't too bright. Well, the bright future they've been selling includes a lot of guys that weren't in the game tonight. Big Mike Yegorov, and still in college, going to be a big part of the team's future. Salayev, the big Russian defenseman in the KHL. There's some other guys. Haminaho, Gritsuk, obviously. I mean, lots of guys that didn't play. I do believe the future could be bright, but the right now must also be bright, and that needs to be the primary focus instead of talking about how good we're going to be in 2032. Let's, try to win a cup with this core while they're still sub 30 years old. I mean, they're aging quickly. Noah says Canes in 6 or 7. SJ, will Casey play or Nemitz? I don't think either one is going to be playing. Jay Snow, we have no high prospects anymore. We have a couple. Khalil, hopefully Mercer contributes in the playoffs. Wasn't noticeable in the regular season. What did you think of Hamilton tonight? I don't know. I was so distracted with so many things at the game, and I will say, I will fully admit, I normally don't leave games early. A game when you don't play all the star players, then I will leave early, especially when you're losing 3-0. I left with 10 minutes left in the third, I think. I don't know. He looked a little rusty, but I mean, that's to be expected. It's hard for me to take anything away from a game like this. It's just discouraging, and especially to end on another loss. We were an overtime goal by the Bruins away last night from going into the playoffs on a 5-game losing streak. I mean, my God, terrible. Evan Markey has to be super Markey, and he can be for us. Adden, I think getting to 3 should be what we strive to get minimum in goals these games. Less than that is a lot of pressure, but all the time are. Yeah, 3 goals is the magic number. You got to win games 3-2 or 2-1. It's not going to be easy to score in the playoffs. No, I don't need – these people can't pull the wool over my eyes. I do believe the future could be bright. There are some great players in the pipeline. With that being said, though, I don't ever want to hear them say how the future is bright and continue to talk about it because the right now has to be bright. But I do think there could be a bright future as well, but I could care less about that in the moment. Benjamin Bright right now. Yes. Stanislav just came back from the game. What a circus. Oh man. Were you able to secure a bobblehead and did you lose any limbs in the process, Stanislav? Cody Skill says Sharks won the cup in 2035. It's a pretty bold proclamation. Larry, going into the series with only one line, and that line will also be assigned against Carolina's top line. It's a very tough go. I'll need some Xanax to get through this. What high prospects do we have in the AHL? No, none of them are AHL guys. I just said that. Haminaho, Gritsuk, Salayev, Yegorov. Those are probably our best prospects. Cam Squires, across the entire organization. None of them are in the AHL right now. AVA, biggest offseason signing in your opinion, best sir. Biggest, what do you mean for the Devil? Are you asking if I think the Devils are going to get him? The Devils have no money for him. The Devils have no money for him. Benjamin, yeah, I hear you. Makes me wonder about the whole mindset again. Ad nauseum. What are we doing? I don't know. Future's bright. Noah, Stars going into the playoffs on a 7-game losing streak. Yeah, but they also had, let's see, a 7-game losing streak. That's brutal. Watch one of these teams going into the playoffs on a losing streak, wins the cup, and then all these idiots will use it as justification to be like, see, the games don't count. It doesn't matter. From a business standpoint, it's a very bad look. I am exhausted right now. I don't know why. I'm trying to load a stat here. Shit, no, I don't even remember what it was. Oh, the standings. Come on, you turd. Oh, the standings are frozen. I hate when they do this. I left her in a second, just too boring. I mean, yeah, it was pretty brutal. Evan, we need to play like we did before the break. If we do that, we have a chance. Completely agree. But that's the multi-million-dollar if. Paulie Wallace, I never leave the game early either, but tonight I left around the same time you did. Yeah, it was just painful to sit there for this. Mark, if Fitz is smart, which he isn't, he buys out he buys out Palat's contract and terminates another contract to bring in some help in the offseason. Oh, man, Steve the Maniac just texted me. I don't know if he's watching right now or not, actually, but he said, imagine paying for a ticket to see Metallica, especially on something called Fan Appreciation Night, and you get a Metallica cover band instead. And it seems like that's what tonight was. Very good analogy by Steve the Maniac. Maybe slightly exaggerated, but not by much. You know, they were wearing New Jersey Devils jerseys, but this was not your New Jersey Devils. This was some of your New Jersey Devils with Utica Comets sprinkled throughout the lineup in Devils jerseys. And, you know, listen, I'm not going to say like, oh, how dare you do this? I totally get it, but it is a shame that you do this on a night called Fan Appreciation Night. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do this kind of stuff, which, again, I don't like, this was never a thing. This is a very, I guess now all other sports do this. I didn't pay attention to baseball at all, so I have no idea. But I know this has been pretty common in the NFL and the NBA for a while now. And it's like, yeah, they're becoming them with, you know, not playing guys and this load management and all this bullshit. And, like, it is a form of robbery to me. I mean, people pay money to see star players, and when you don't see them play, you feel cheated in some way. And I just feel like it's a kind of grimy move. No, it says Mrs. Fields. Yeah, Fields won the dessert race tonight. Matthew, goalie tandem next season. What's your prediction? I don't know. It should be Markey and either Dawes or Poulter or Malik or Brennan, in my opinion. Just because the cap is going to be so tight, I don't think we could afford Allen. But, you know, and again, I do think Dawes was – we just can't figure out the whole goalie kind of balance situation because I do think Dawes should have seen a little more time somehow, some way this season. And he looked like shit tonight. So, like, you know, it was only one game. He looked good this season in a few games he's played before this. But, like, if that was his audition to be the 1B guy next year – I could see Fitz being like, oh, he's still not ready, and then trying to sign Allen. AVA, obviously I meant for us, but who could you see us going for? Any big fish? There's going to be no big fish taken down this summer. No big fish. I can't see it. Outside of the miracle, if we're able to move on from Palat and or Dougie, which I don't know will happen, there's not a lot of money to go get one of these big fish. We just don't have the cap space. Luke is going to get paid major. Kane the Great, were you at the last Devils Rags game? I ended up meeting Danico, Rachel Herzog, and Dawson Mercer. I was at the last Devils Rangers. Love seeing a marquee shutout. Benjamin, thanks again for showing up, Ace. Enjoy this a lot. I'm looking forward to the dance. Have a great week. You too, Ben. Hopefully the boys bring us on a miracle ride here. David, Devils may be close to status quo this offseason. We'll extend Luke long-term, let Allen go for Dawes on entry level. Sign Glass, sign Gritsuk, figure out 4 guys. That's probably it. I agree with that, David. I've been saying for a while, it's the only moves that are going to be made are some bottom 6 guys getting replaced. And outside of that, I think they're going to try to sell you on the exciting move is Gritsuk, which is like, okay, well, that was already expected. Why did Dawes play? Because we are living in the world of resting everybody to avoid injury. I thought we were going to see Markey, but they don't want to risk anything at all. And now by the time Markey plays in game 1, he's going to have, not have played for like over a week. It's very disturbing, in my opinion, for a 34-year-old goalie who's talked about how much of a rhythm guy he is and how he likes the repetitions and likes to play a lot of games. He's going to be resting for over, a week. I don't love it, but again, I will gladly eat my words if they come out there and beat the Canes. Evan, I think it's still in them to play with more physicality. It must be done. I don't know. That team might be dead, man. I don't know. I'd love to see him again, but Holmes, Utica at NHL prices. What a bargain, right? Amagi, apparently they chose a random person in the 200s to participate in the jersey off your back ceremony. Should have been me. What? Also, yeah, the jersey off your back. What a horrible that event lost its luster a lot too, right? With all the star guys out, you're like, no, not to throw shade on the other guys, but like you had a chance of getting, when all those other guys are playing, you had a chance of getting someone decent's jersey. Like, how upset would you be if you went there tonight and you got, Mike Hardman's jersey, and you're a season ticket holder and like, yeah, here's Hardman's jersey and, maybe a Sprong for you. Like, wow. Trevor says, I'm going to be optimistic and say that the good defense version of the Devils is what we get in the series. Would love to see it. Would love to see it. Michael, do you think we get Markey for another season? Markey, you mean beyond his contract? He's signed for next year. He's signed for next year, so we have him at least for next year. Mark says the NBA is a minimum games played for a player to be nominated for an award. Only 29% of players qualified this season. Welcome to 21st century sports. That's awful. Is that a real stat? 29% of players? How many games did you have to play? Maria, great seeing you, Ace. Thought FanFest was already over by the time I got there, but apparently it wasn't. No alumni either. Oh, that's terrible. Good seeing you, Maria. I did see, I think, Grant Marshall and Bruce Driver, but they were kind of mixed in the crowd, but it was just a very, I don't know. It was nothing what I was expecting, if I'm being honest. Fitz needs to put the fries in the bag. Evan, this was an intro before the headliner comes out at a concert. Just underwhelming tonight, but what are you going to do? Ownership, we know, could care less. Richard says this team is financially strapped next year. No major moves, which you've stated a number of times. Yeah, again, outside of us getting rid of some big salaries somehow, some way. Cody, why does the Marquee bobblehead have a white stick? They are too cheap on the paint too. Yeah, it's just, it's cool just because it is a bobblehead, but in the end, again, not to say that everything was better back in the day, but like this was a bobblehead they gave out over 20 years ago. This is way better quality. This is painted with Marty's actual paint job on his mask, like supreme detail. You know, his paint job on his mask versus the Marky one is just a generic, like, you know, a generic piece of junk. This is like a quality piece right here. Like all the old timers say, which I guess I am now one of these old timers, you know, they don't make it like they used to. And it unfortunately applies to pretty much everything. Richard Ace, this is the perfect night to carve out 45 minutes and watch the Duran-Barkley fight. I was at the game. Yeah, I should have started watching it at the game. Magi, the guys in the press box came out, but I'm not sure if they had jerseys to give or they were just signing since I was too distracted being cameraman for my friend who got Dumoulin's. Oh, your buddy he was the one picked to get the Dumoulin jersey? Devils, I'm going to sleep. Thanks to the vid. It helped me out after the game. Let's go Devils. Let's go and do good in the playoffs. Bye, Ace. Let's go Devils. Let's go Devils. Paulie Walnuts says Hardman jersey. Laughed my ass off. Not nice, but funny as hell. Will Nico win the Selkie? Ooh. I don't know. He should definitely get nominated. I don't know whether he wins or not, but we'll find that out in the not too distant future. Put the fries in the bag is crazy. No, it was announced from early, or it may have even been in the summer that on Fan Appreciation Night they were doing a Marquee bobblehead. Hamagi, the Marquee bobblehead is the only recent giveaway bobblehead that remotely looks like the player. Jay Snow, it's a bobblehead. It's like a toy for kids. Oh, you're one of those, Snow? You're too cool for bobbleheads, Snow? Mark, yeah, are you talking about the Marty one, Cody? It was free, 20-something years ago. Mark, Ace in the NBA, you have to play a minimum of 65 games to be eligible for an award nomination. You're telling me only 29% of guys in the NBA have played 65 games or more? Amagi, Timo bobblehead looks like Timomeier rather than timomeier. Love the clock feature, though. They used to be better, man. I would take a Dumoulin jersey for free. Yeah, the ticket, man. Oh. C-Dub got the Dumoulin. Jay Snow, I never take the bobblehead. I give it to the kids. Oh, look at you. You're just a charitable old guy, Snow. Paulie, I have that same Marty bobblehead like you. Definitely much better than the Marky one that we got today. It's not even close. Not even close. Mark, the jersey off their backs reminds me of the Migrate grab bags, but in this case, everyone got an Oleg Galasha gamer. They gave these out after the game. And I normally like watching it, but I couldn't even stay for it. I couldn't even stay because the game was just... Evan, Wings fans have been fed up. 9 years of misses with some of their talent. That's a club I think will have raised expectations next year. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, they had a good run too. It's how the mighty have fallen. Yeah, Wings had quite the run for a while, and now they're kind of on the Oh my God, why am I so tired? David, 28th in the NHL, 5 versus 5 goals, 4 per 60. That's a big problem. Yeah, that's why we're going to need a lot of power plays. Noah, the Devils owners are the same as the Sixers. And then get ready for this. They also own the Washington Commanders of the NFL. So you know if he was praying not to get sprung. Oh, man. Only 169 players in the NBA. Yeah, that's crazy. Jason, no, seriously, what am I doing with these bobbleheads? I don't have a museum in my apartment. I don't know. I mean, I get it if it's not your thing. Just give them to the kids. Tasha, they pick season ticket people. If you had season tickets, then you could have a chance at getting selected, I suppose. Alex, I have a set of 4 bobbleheads that came in the big box. Marty, Eliash, Langenbrunner, and Parisi. I have that one too. I think I have everyone they ever gave. I actually do have every bobblehead they've ever given out. There hasn't been a ton of them. There's been probably like 20 or so. LJ, Ace takes the bobbleheads away from kids that don't throw hats on the ice for hat tricks. No, I think they give them to season ticket people. I don't think it's necessarily just kids. I'm sure they like to get kids in the mix. Jay Snow, come on, man. Tell me you don't tell me you have posters on your bedroom walls, bro. I'm not a child. I understand this may look childish to you, but this ain't childish shit. Some of it is, but a lot of it is. It's next level type stuff. This is a very curated collection here, and obviously I don't have posters on my wall. I have no sports anything in my home decor. I'm a mid-century modern guy. Khalil, I know that's not about the Devils, but one of these rumors going to stop. Is Bedard going to leave the Hawks? Who knows? Blackatron, thank you, sir. No matter what happens going forward with the playoffs, I just wanted to thank you for doing this for all us crazy a-holes. Thanks, Ace, for everything. Another season in the books. Let's go Devils. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be here for the playoffs, obviously, probably doing pre-games for the games in Raleigh. I plan. Oh, God, I'm so tired. Plan on going to the games at the Rock, so I won't be doing pre-games for those. But I'll definitely be doing pre-games and post-games for the games in Raleigh, and I'll be doing the post-games for all the games at the Rock. Amagi, the Jedi Jack Hughes bobblehead is nightmare fuel. I hate it when I see it for sale. I wouldn't traumatize a kid with that for free. Yeah, I hate that one. I hate the Dano Ghostbusters one. Like, there was just lame. Crossovers that were forced for no reason. Like, just make a normal one of them playing hockey. I don't need like these weird crossover forced themed bobbleheads. I didn't see when they gave away the slingshot car. I'm curious how much of those things. They're street legal. I have it. It's just Cursed Man. Wait, what do you have, Cody? Kane, new to this page, and I agree. Love starting my morning listening to his content with my coffee. I appreciate that, Kane. Thank you very much. Amagi, Ace is a fan of Timo on his bedroom ceiling, so he sees Timo first thing in the morning every morning. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't own a fat head at all, actually. And I certainly wouldn't have one in my bedroom. I have nothing like this. Oh, excuse me. anywhere in my, this is all just in my little studio corner of my basement. And then I have other shit in my basement, but not really devil stuff, like other kind of memorabilia and shit. But it doesn't spill outside. It's all contained in the basement. Evan Ace, I know giving suggestions. Minnesota is a great place to visit and nice people as well. Great atmosphere to see a game. A lot of Devil fans head out up there for those games. I recommend. Okay. I would like to do some road games next year, but I was kind of busy with a bunch of nonsense this year. SJ, 16 wins away. Close, but so far away. So far away. Evan, thanks for the live streams all season long. Ace, we're ready for playoff lives now. Yeah, we're reloaded now. It's a new ball game now. Noah, wait, so the owners are rich and they don't care about hockey. Correct. Paulie, last season, the guy that used to sit next to me in Section 5 upgraded to the black membership. Go figure. He was picked after that for the jersey on our backs. Luke says, comic book guy was outside the arena asking for extra bobbleheads and tickets. So happy my kids got to see that. Who's comic book guy? Khalil, I heard Nico and Brad is getting close to beat Scott Stevens in points, and Jack is not that far behind Nico and Brad. Are you talking about all-time? You talking about points? These young cats got a ways to go. I dropped the link in the chat. If you want to see where they stack up statistically, bang, there it is in the chat. Courtesy of StatMuse. Chico, I'm late, but that wasn't so bad. Wouldn't mind if they had done that from the Isles game onwards if they were going to sandbag anyway. That was brutal, man. Come on. Frank, it's unbelievable with our playoff drought. I should be pumped going into the playoffs. Instead, I'm kind of depressed. Crazy. No, I get it. I'm just, not letting these recent games kind of affect me because it's clear that, playing with a different roster, not playing with any sort of urgency or actually trying, it's hard to really take anything away from this. I said this a few days ago, like when it was evident that it was just kind of going through the motions type of situation. I said, I'm not going to get excited if we kill a team or be down if we get killed because we're just not trying and we're not going to be playing guys. So it's just like, let's just get to the playoffs now. Amagi, that competition for the slingshot was pathetic. The woman flubbed it and sent the puck 5 inches. Reminds me of when my group got chosen for skee ball on the ice during intermission. Richard said, Ace, maybe you already did this one, but Tampa is great for a game. Shorts. Yeah, I've been to a game years ago. Would like to go back. Always like Tampa. Amagi said the rep said sorry because people already got picked and they sucked so bad the fans booed them. Jay Snow got freaking Marty's game word pads. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right there. Bang. It's one of my premier items, I would say. One of the many. There's a lot in the whole Snow. Maybe I don't know. I'm just lazy. Making videos is a pain in the ass. I'm at least gonna do this I will promise. I had originally said I was gonna do like a weekly series. Like people don't care that much for me to get excited about doing it that weekly. But I will say I will drop a bomb. I will drop a bombshell item at some point this summer. It will be a pretty interesting video, I think, that people may actually like. But that'll be coming out at some point in the off season. Evan, Isles game was a tragedy. How bad we looked in that game versus a rival. That was a game I wanted to see us bounce back, and we certainly did anything but. Thank goodness we beat Boston. Yeah, we are literally an overtime goal away in last night's game against the Bruins from ending the season 0-5. Like that's our 5-game losing streak. Sorry. But there's a couple people that always like to correct minor little mistakes I make, like technicalities. So technically, had we lost last night, we would have finished the season, just to be clear, we would have finished 0-4-1, not 0-5, but that's still a 5-game losing streak regardless if we did not win that game in overtime. Yo, Holmes, Mercer today tied Breland today for consecutive starts. No, I think he already had him. It'd be consecutive games played. Damn. Bratter had 249 consecutive games, 3 seasons. Then he just... Chico, I mean, Dawes should have had all those goals. The only one he couldn't do anything about was the one that got called back. He was brutal tonight. I can't disagree. Mike Hardman got a point. That's a cute story. Sherry, Ace, my hubs and I appreciate you mucho. I advise anyone wearing socks from 1991 to get new socks. Let's go Devils. Thanks, Sherry. Cody, how many helmets do you have, Ace? Helmets, not a ton. I would say probably about 10. Probably about 10. Richard, is this game Sunday or Monday? Conflicting speculation reports on 2 different networks. I'm still sticking with what I said a couple days ago. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Cleo says, for some reason, I didn't like Timo when he first joined the Devils. For some reason, a lot of people fell into that. I have no idea why. Chico, for me, it's about going all in. If you're going to sandbag, go all the way. I mainly don't like how they did it. All the main guys in, but no one trying. Worst of both worlds. Yeah, I agree that if you're gonna not try, then just take those guys out for the last week. Don't make them play in losing games. Just put out other guys and lose the games. Frank, the good news is I'll be in Vegas next week. No better place this time of year than a Vegas sportsbook. NHL and NBA playoffs. Playoffs? MLB games, can watch every game at the same time. Baseball puts me to sleep, so I'd have no interest in that. Luke says, just show well in the playoffs. I want to enjoy this. Please give us a series. Jay Snow, we have to just get a split in Carolina to have a chance. Completely agree. Got to win one of the first 2. Evan Ace, if you want a strong play for a Devil win outing at Seattle, we play well. That is a loud building. Multiple games have been there at Climate Pledge Arena. Lots of Devils fans there as well. I've never been to Washington State. I've always thought about it. Luke, Dawes had his worst game of the year playing on a shitbag squad. Doesn't take away what he did when we needed him. No, I agree, but I think this is definitely I definitely think this is going to maybe plant a seed of doubt in the mind of good old Fitzy heading into the offseason. I could see him being like, you know what? Maybe he's not ready yet. And that would be probably kind of problematic because there's going to be other teams trying to pay Jake Allen money. I mean, how much money? We're not in a great cap situation, as many of you know. Luke's going to get a massive payday. We have tons of other needs to address, and it's all going to cost that cheddar cheese. Not a lot to go around. Chico, instead those 3 games could have gone to a rotating cast of guys up from Utica, probably playing way hungrier at least, and it would have been more entertaining. Let the main guys rest. I would take that any day over telling your real guys to not try. Cody said, I've been a fan for about 5 years, and I'm still new to this. What, making the playoffs? Chico, again, this isn't what I would do. I'm still that old school you play to the end, but if they're going to do something, do it right. It's a very good point, Chico. Paulie, me and my family enjoy watching your post-game lives. Hopefully we go on a deep playoff run and your locker cleanup video isn't coming up any soon. Yeah, thanks, Paulie. Hopefully this team is playing into June. Would be ridiculous. Allen looked terrible in his last outing. Terrible. I'm pretty tired, guys. I don't know why I feel extra weak today. It's probably all the poison I ate at the game. It was a lot. I don't do well in those things. Jason's foot looks good tonight. Nemitz looked his usual bad self. Chico, Dougie had a monster game according to the advanced stats. From the eye test, I thought he was good. Good to get his game legs under him again. He's going to help a lot. I mean, people don't realize how much of a boost that should be to the Devils lineup. David Chimes, Rookie of the Year. Ooh. It's got to be Hudson. It's got to be. A massive playoff run. I'm going Hudson. Mark should have had a line of Legary, Hallinan, and McDermott. At least make shit interesting. That would have been interesting. But I don't know. Hallinan is just seems like he's not part of the team's, or at least Keefe's, major plans. Evan, here's the risk of playing guys. Apparently just heard Dallas star player Jason Robertson left the game in Nashville tonight with a brace on his knee in a meaningless game versus the Music City Kitties. Yeah, things could happen. You can't, nothing's 100%, obviously, but it is what it is. Jason said Hudson most point by a rookie D-man. All right. I'm tired. I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Bathroom break, back in 2 minutes, then wrap this thing up. Devils lose a meaningless game. I don't know. I'll be back in 2 minutes, then we'll finish this thing up. Holland might get a look next year because we're basement shopping. Yeah, I think a lot of guys are going to have a chance in training camp to be a discounted player on that bottom six. I mean, there's going to be several spots open, in my opinion. Khalil says, Ace, you wanted Hall for the trade deadline. I wanted Bertuzzi. Is that who you're saying, Bertuzzi? He makes too much money. Way too much money. Hall could have been a rental. Potentially came back, but wasn't in the cards. We got Sprong and Glass. Cody Skills, what happened during Christmas break? This team just almost slept on the wheel to the playoffs. Oh, the multi-million-dollar question, if we only knew. If we only knew what the reason was. LJ, Hellebuck played tonight, got win number 47. If he beat Utah a week ago or so, he could have tied Marty. Oh, what a shame. The record lives on. Luke, Boo's Faithful. Paulie, good night, Ace. See you guys next week for the playoffs. Don't forget to hit the like for our buddy Ace. Thanks a lot, Paulie. Have a good night. I'll be back probably with a couple lives before then. And obviously, everyone keep your eyes peeled. I will be putting out several videos leading into the playoffs with my kind of keys to the series and my predictions and all sorts of stuff. I'll do a bracket video, a bunch of videos coming out soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Christy, if the Devils win the cup, does Jack Hughes get his name engraved on it? Yes, he does. The official... You have to at least have played in half of the games, so the regular season games. So to have your name engraved, if the team wins the cup, you have had to have played in at least 41 regular season games or one single game in the cup final. Obviously, Jack in that scenario would not play a game in the cup final, but he has reached the 41 games played mark during the regular season, and therefore his name would, in fact, be engraved on Lord Stanley's cup. Yeah, his name would get on there. That'd be so bittersweet for him. I mean, wow. To watch your team win the cup after you're injured, I mean, it's probably awesome and painful all at the same time. Khalil Ace, I've seen this crazy Instagram post about Hughes got to be 56 to beat Ovechkin's record. No one's beating Ovechkin's record. For everyone that thinks that it's a possibility, it's not. That record's going to stand forever. Well, guys, that's it. Game 82. We made it. We made it. We made it to the regular season finale, and now the real season starts. Playoff warfare. What New Jersey Devils team will we get? How will they respond? Playing this Carolina team that a lot of these guys were there when they beat us 2 years ago in 22-23. Hopefully they want revenge. Hopefully they want blood. Hopefully they can come out and smash these guys. Should be a good series. Hopefully the Devils make a go of it. And I'll be back soon. I'll be probably at least a couple lives before today's Wednesday. And we're not playing again till I think Monday is going to be game one. So you're talking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I'll definitely do a live sometime in between. And there'll be a bunch of videos coming out, like I said. So keep your eyes peeled. Richard Ace, the West is kicking off playoffs on Saturday. Monday is looking more like it, as you said. Yeah, I'm almost positive it's going to be that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Or Friday, Sunday, rather. Monday, Wednesday in Raleigh, and then Friday, Sunday, New Jersey. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. But Devils lose the last one. It means nothing. Hopefully now they flip this magical switch and we see this team go on a run. Like I said, tons of videos coming up soon. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll be doing at least one live between now and then. And that's it. That is it, my friends. I'll be back soon. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. It's been a fun season. Thank you all for participating in one way or another and your continued support. I do appreciate it. Have a lot of grand plans for this channel. Let's see how many of them I could accomplish, but at least some of them will happen, and it's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate all of you. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.